begin with connecting with the higher presence in a one heart breath. So just begin by following the natural rhythm of your breath, breathing in and breathing out. Watching the rise and fall of your breathing, going up and down the spine. Withdrawing all your thoughts from the day, any worries, any concerns that you may have, and just breathing inward, again watching that rise and falling of the breath. As we're expanding into the wisdom of the conscious heart, that threefold flame within your heart center, just expanding within that threefold flame. As you begin to focus on your hips, we want to ground energy now. So I want you to imagine energy grounding from your hips down into the earth. And there's one of three different ways you can do that. So I want you to imagine tree roots. Tree roots going down from the hips down into the earth, all the way down into the heart of the planet. Feeling yourself grounded there in a luminescent cave or to a crystal or a sacred space. Or you may feel from your hips going down a waterfall. Again, flowing down your legs into the earth, connecting into the heart of the planet. Or you might like a ray of light going from the hips all the way down the legs into the heart of the earth, connecting there to the sacred space, the sacred heart of the earth, and just feeling yourself feeling stable and grounded, being in your body. And returning your focus back to your heart center. Breathing in and breathing out of the heart, as if you were literally breathing into the heart chakra and then breathing out of the heart chakra. I'm breathing into the wisdom of the conscious heart, and I'm breathing out the wisdom of the conscious heart. We want to call forth to your higher presence. And so you may know that presence as your source energy, your God presence, your I am presence, your cosmic Christ presence, your divine presence, whatever word feels most comfortable for you. But you want to ask that aspect of your higher consciousness to literally come down and stand before you. So you're not going up to it. You're literally grounding it. You're descending it into form with you to stand before you, and you begin to notice perhaps this luminescent, very beautiful light standing in front of you. Recognizing it, namaste, the God in me sees the God in you. And I want you just to lean in with your left shoulder to give it a hug. You're literally going into a tender embrace and allowing your divine presence to hold you. Where you are, as you lean in with your left shoulder, your heart and the heart of your divine presence are going to be right over one another. And you're just breathing in now to being held in this tender embrace. And noticing how this feels to you. If you feel safe and protected, or if you feel peaceful, loving. Oftentimes when we first go into this tender embrace, everything that the inner child had wanted to feel when you were little will start to come forward. It's like that need will be met. And the brain doesn't really know the difference so much between energy and matter. And so when you are calling forth to your divine presence and you're holding an image or a sense of it being before you, and you lean into this hug and you're feeling yourself literally in this embrace, and then what that feeling feels like to be held. Again, does it feel safe and protected, or loving, or peaceful, or expanded, or grounding? then your whole being, your whole consciousness starts to register it. And as that energy is just settling into your nervous system and your conscious and unconscious self, balancing out the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. And now what we're going to do is we're going to drop into that field an elevated emotion. And I want you to breathe into feeling from your higher presence, I feel unconditionally loved and accepted. And just noticing how it feels to feel unconditionally loved and accepted by your divine presence. Knowing that you deserve more and more unconditional love at all times, not less. And really all of life deserves more and more unconditional love at all times, not less. Coming from its source as well. So breathing in and just feeling, I feel unconditionally loved and accepted. Noticing how healing that is to your inner child, to the ego, to your humanness. And then dropping into the field, I feel valued. I feel valued by the universe. I feel valued by my divine presence. I feel valued by my tribes and councils of light. And just take a deep breath. I feel valued by all of life. And noticing what shifts with that. You don't have to be valuable to anything per se. I just want you to feel valued by the universe, by your higher presence. Noticing if that changes anything for you. If that takes any pressure off. If it caused you to feel more relaxed or expanded or more yourself, your true self. Then we want to do a heart lock-in. And so as you're in this tender embrace with your higher presence, noticing any other elevated emotions that might come forth, bliss, happiness, joy, divine love, peace, and just dropping it into this field between you and your divine presence. And now I just want you to breathe. Again, you're in this tender embrace, you're feeling whatever you feel, and now you're just breathing in and you're breathing out, and you're focusing on your breath. But while you're in this tender embrace, you're going to find that your breath and the breath of your divine presence becomes one. And that sometimes takes anywhere between 3 to 10 breaths. And so we're just going to breathe for a moment. I'm breathing in. I'm breathing out. Feeling yourself held in this tender embrace, and just focus it on your breathing. I'm breathing in. I'm breathing out. 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 Just feeling yourself going deeper and deeper into this state of calm, peacefulness, this depth of love, this quietude. And you may have noticed somewhere in those breaths that all of a sudden maybe you took a deep breath, in and out, or maybe you just felt the energy sort of shift where you and the breathing between you and your presence became one. And now drop down into your heartbeat. And we don't often notice our heartbeat. I want you to notice your heartbeat. Again, I'm breathing in to your heartbeat. I'm breathing out with my heartbeat. I'm breathing in. And just feeling your heartbeat. It's stabilizing, it's grounding to feel your heartbeat. And again, within usually 3 to 5 breaths, because you're already synchronizing with your divine presence, you'll feel your heartbeat and the heartbeat of your divine presence becoming one. So now you might start to notice that really as you're doing this, that your higher divine presence is actually breathing you, which is actually what's more true, and it's beating your heart. And so it's easy now to say to it, I choose you above all else. It's like it's an affirmative statement where you're returning all your focus, all your love back to your own divine presence, which is as it should be. I choose you above all else. I choose you above all else, my beloved divine presence. I choose you above all else. And just feeling that energy lock in, almost like an infinity symbol, like a figure 8, whereas you're choosing your presence, feeling your presence choosing you in return. And what an incredible, beautiful, synchronistic feel that is, and how it starts to shift any sense of loneliness or separation, any conditionalism, that you're coming into a one heart breath. Now with your I am presence, your cosmic Christ presence, your divine presence. And again, saying to it, please come forth and take full command of my life in all ways and at all times, acting through me now for my highest state of evolution and grace. And watching this golden path begin to stream in front of you, aligning for you. As this energy between you and your divine presence is igniting now. Your soul blueprint, your evolutionary path, your soul's wisdom, divine love, just feeling igniting all of these aspects of yourself, these higher quality essences, this higher truth about who you are. As we give thanks, this is done, and so it is. And so I would recommend that throughout the day, keep visiting, even if you do nothing more than come into the one heart breath where you're just feeling yourself in that tender embrace and reminding yourself of being held there, and that this energy is moving through you for your highest well-being and good, directing your life, synchronizing miracles, bringing you into harmonious perfection. It's a very life-changing. If there was only one meditation I ever recommended, it would be this one. Because once you turn yourself over, using your free will to turn over the ego, turn over all of who you think you are to this higher part of you, as you do that, your life becomes grace itself. It actually, your higher presence knows exactly what's in your best benefit at all times. And when you align with that, it starts aligning up the universe and the world around you and people and situations and opportunities to be in your best benefit, to help you with healing, to bring forth guidance, to align your path. It's all of that and so much more. So I hope you enjoy this meditation. Again, I'd recommend doing it 3, 4, 5 times a day. Every hour on the hour, however you want to do it. But remember, you're building a muscle. You're going from conditional love into unconditional love. And as you do that, it takes a little practice to work that muscle and to get that energy resynchronized back to your own source. But as you do, you'll find that your blessings are just amazing, and there's just so many will start flowing to you. Okay, well, the infinite blessings with this meditation.